Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely not Sebe, and you're watching me go from zero to hero on a Blood DK in the War Within Season 2. Here we have Smelly Bendy Wendy, as our stream viewer Blobbymaster4000 decided to name her. I also chose the title Smelly because it just makes sense. It is a undead, double undead actually, because we're just undead, and then on top of that we're a DK, so we're double undead, and therefore, by default, Smelly. We are at 635 item level because we've been gearing Smelly Bendy Wendy. We've done 4 delves. We've done, I believe, 6 different M0 runs with the viewers during the gearing stream. We've done LFR, and now we can do 4 more delves and a normal raid. I don't think I'll be doing the remaining 2 M0s. I think I'll just skip that and just go straight into M+. But I will grab another 4 delves, and I will grab the normal raid, because if we get a single tier piece, we will be able to get 4 set, because we have 3 charges of the catalyst without even getting the, 2k rating extra catalyst charge. So there's that. Also, if my voice sounds a bit weird, it is because it's 8:11 a.m. and I just woke up a little while ago and began recording immediately. So one super cool thing that I realized about this character and what I've done with it is I didn't do this quest. Well, I still had Fractured Sparks. So now I can't turn in 1 half spark into 2 half sparks and get an extra half spark afterwards because I didn't do the quest. I just turned them directly into Sparks of Fortune because I'm stupid. So there's that. I won't be able to benefit from that. That is one piece of gear we won't be able to craft, but I don't mind. I think we're going to be okay either way. I think with how many chances at gear we have, I can still get myself quite a bit of gear before we head into M+. Speaking of getting more gear, let's just jump into some delves. We're just gonna blast through them. Blood DK delves are some of the most easy delves you can do. It is astonishingly hard to die as a Blood DK in a delve, so let's get into it. We're gonna do a tier 8 one because I don't feel like doing anything else. Could probably go higher and get some more gilded crests, or I don't really give a shit. We're just gonna do it as is. Once I am done going through the delves, I'll show you what we got from the delves, and then we'll move on to the normal raid. Alrighty, let's sum up the changes we've gone through after going through 4 delves, which is basically nothing. We've gotten a Suspicious Energy drink, which I've upgraded. I've also upgraded everything I could to 645, which is 4 out of 8 champion. And I've crafted myself a 645 belt with the embellishment that just randomly deals damage based on your selection of Castlegar gems, which for me is none, because I don't actually have anything socketed, but I will soon enough. I'm probably going to socket the Wix Golden Loop. Maybe not the Long Lost Choker, because neither of these stats are good. Both of them suck. But yes, basically I got nothing. I got slots that I already had. I think I got a ring, I think I got a cloak, and 2 trinkets. So it just kind of sucked. But we now only have the shoulder and the wrists left to upgrade before we head into M+. Hopefully we get one of those 2 slots from the raid. That would be amazing. If we could get that, that would be absolutely sick. By the way, this add-on that you're looking at right now is called Narcissus. You can grab Narcissus to do either this, to also you can check like M+, you can check your runs and whatnot. As you can see, I haven't done anything on this character yet. And also you can make some cool screenshots. Let me just show you that real quick. It's a really cool add-on. I'm not sponsored or anything. I don't know, do add-ons ever sponsor people? Not really. But this is how I make my screenshots when you see my character in them. This is how I do it. I just switch over to this, and then I can make it do a pose like stand wound, and then you can just play that over and over again. Anyway, that's not what you're here for, is it? We're gonna go ahead and do the raid now. So let's look for pre-made groups, raid the War Within, find a group, and then let's add PGF to that. Let's set it to normal difficulty, 0 raid bosses defeated, and we're gonna try and join a run. And I'll talk to you probably after the raid, because this channel doesn't really focus on raiding, so yeah. Well, friends, that raid was truly disappointing. All we got were these bracers. I mean, it's better than not getting anything. Don't get me wrong. We're gonna use them, obviously. But I really hoped we could get a tier piece. We did not. We have a shoulder, though, that needs replacing ASAP. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and I don't want to use upgrades, right? Let me see actually how much it costs. 152. It's only going to get me to 619. I feel like I should just use weathered crests because it's only Explorer. If it was Adventurer, maybe I would upgrade it all the way. But since it's Explorer, what we're going to do is we're going to craft with weathered crests. So really quickly, I'm going to head over here and spend some of my weathered crests to acquire a enchanted weathered undermine crest. And we're going to buy all the stuff we need for, hold on, armor, plate, shoulder, current expansion only, and these. We're going to track the recipe, favorite it, so we can find it more quickly. A couple of people are here. I don't even need to mount up. I need 5 of these bad boys. Of course, the guy I picked was done with his thing. Let's just use my own mount, whatever, man. We need 5 bismuth, and we need 2 core alloys. And now we need to send it out. Actually, first I need to open it up from the mailbox. There we go. We got the stuff from the mailbox. Now we're going to send this to our other character along with this weathered undermined crest. We're going to request 5 stars, send it to Tabisa. Need to put gold in, and that is how we make a 629 shoulder up from 603. I'm doing this because it's 10 item levels higher than I could upgrade it to, and it's also not going to cost me any flight stones. And we quickly craft that over here, and bada bing bada boom, we got some shoulders. There we go. This brings us to 646, and it also gives us War Within Epic, which is great, and also Draconically Epic, I guess. But yes, 646, not amazing, not the best we've started with, but I had some genuinely horrible luck with the elves. I feel like I could have done a little bit better. And also I've messed up and didn't get my extra crest. So honestly, I could have probably crafted shoulders here properly and just left it at that, but you know, whatever. Oh, I just realized we did get these from the raid. Nobody else rolled on them, so I rolled need because they have better stat distribution, they have more haste. We're just quickly going to upgrade those and spend some 60 flight stone, valor stones, whatever, which I don't think is a bad idea. So now we're at 646 with better gloves and better shoulders and more things to vendor. So let's vendor that. Also, I got some veteran pieces for like warbound veteran pieces. So there's that. We're going to shove those in the bank. We don't really need them. Speaking of warbound pieces, I don't have any shoulders I can get from the warbound bank. So this is it. We're at 646. I do need to get wrist enchants. I'm going to do that real quick, and then we're going to go do a +2 Darkflame Cleft. And here we go with a +2 Darkflame Cleft. There we go. I managed to remember the name. I've asked people to wait at the spot that I marked over here. We're going to drop a D&D over here just to make sure that actually happens. We're going to yoink this guy and let's get some stacks of this. Trying to get back to where we said we would be. Drop our D&D, and now we have full stacks and we can drop yoinky backy, grippy hands. People are standing outside a line of sight. Stand here so you don't get hit by shit. People don't seem to understand that concept. It's very complicated for them, so unfortunately we are not able to make everything group quite nicely. I'm going to use a knockback prevention here to not get knocked back by that. Some mobs will still get knocked back. We're going to grip those back in, and we should be a-okay. Nice. Not a bad start. The group actually listened to what I said before we started the dungeon, which was really nice. I really wish they stood a bit more in line of sight, but there's only so much you can ask for. Blood DK still doing a bit too much damage. I am the most geared person in the group. Our hunter is 617 somehow. I'm pretty sure they had higher item level when I invited them to the group, but that's okay. Hunter's the least of my problems. It looks like our demon hunter friend, who is the second highest item level, even though it doesn't show. I think it said he was 640, I think, and he's continually dipping himself into the fire there. He's now standing off to the side and watching. Okay, very interesting decisions being made by the I think I see why his DPS is low. Let us move on to the next group. We're gonna pull just about everything in here. We're probably gonna be over %, but I'd rather have to be like a little bit over % here than have to deal with the nonsense later on where I have to pull a bunch of creepers and whatnot, even though they're pretty safe now to pull. As long as you move them out of the corpse piles of the little darknesses and your healer dispels you, as long as you do that, they're really not that rough. We gotta make sure we don't get bonked here so that this thing doesn't take me out. We're gonna beat the bejesus out of the Wandering Candle. There we go. Alright, time for El Jefe. We're going to pull El Jefe, haunt him, drop a D&D here. We're waiting for him to move closer to our range so that, well, everyone kind of spread out. So this isn't going to work, but we want to group up a little bit and stack up a little bit. Pinging him to wake him up, potentially. There we go. He woke up. Very good. What I really wanted to ping was, I'm going to immune that. With an anti-magic shell. Nobody else kicked. My kick was on cooldown. There was nothing I could do. So it's not down to me. I'm gonna try and not overlap my kick with Hyjal here. I'm going to take care of a statue that's off on its own so that people that get the circles can take care of multiple at the same time. Between me and Hidai or whatever, we should be able to do it. This guy's just kind of running around in circle and is absolutely clueless. Highest item level in the group other than me. Of course, has no idea what's going on. We managed to get our kick in here. Hidai wasn't up to snuff for that. But I think we should be okay here as long as the healer manages to keep pumping HPS. The healer is going down here. We're going to CR our healer. Hopefully that'll keep us alive. We should be able to take care of multiple statues here. We have another person dead, but it's the demon hunter, so we don't really care, if I'm going to be honest, because our demon hunter friend is not really doing much for us. Go break that. Behind you need to stand by. Never mind. Okay, so maybe nobody knows what's going on, but we're getting some fears in. I think I should be able to take care of 3 here. With multiple people dead, the healer has an easier time keeping us alive. I only took care of 2 there, or was I not taking care of any there? I don't know at this point. It looks like I'm able to solo handle that kick, so that is good. We're going to take care of this one that can't be attacked otherwise, like so. Move over back to here, immediately kick this. Stand on top of a couple of these. Our healer friend is not only taking care of 1, but slowly but surely we're getting rid of more and more of these. We're going to use our kick as quickly as possible. I don't want to send any more CRs here because it'll just be harder for the healer to keep some more people alive. So let's just take the secure kill on the boss and call it a day here. Our hunter can move over to that. I can grab this. Hunter takes care of all 3 of those. I don't risk any overlap, and we are good. Eerie molds go out once again. I think our boss dies here. Pickaxe on me. I'm going to try and stay as close as I can for as long as I can to reduce the damage being taken, or to increase my damage being done, and there we go. I'm going to grab our little candle and move it over to the left. I'm going to try and CC as many of these as possible with our blind, and then kick one. And Eternal Darkness comes through. Our healer knows what's up. He went to grab a candle. Now he needs to step back in before we get feared. We're going to use Anti-Magic Shell to prevent the fear. We are able to do so. Shadow Blast goes out onto the hunter. Hunter is insisting on standing close instead of grabbing a thingy. I'm going to move to the right because there's more people on the right. Nobody gives a shit about my message of if you have the circle, go and get a candle, but that's okay. The boss is just about dead. We're about to take it out. We're going to use grippy hands here, potentially interrupt these. I'm going to, I don't know, man. Just watch people, not interrupt them, whatever. Boss is dead. We are done, and we can get out of our +2 key and go straight into +4 Priory of the Sacred Flame. Do we get any loot? We do not get any loot. That is unfortunate. I'm pretty sure everyone here needs any of the loot that they get. Oh, I would love this Fractured Spark, but I can't. I can't get one until next week. Anyway, thank you for the run. Wasn't too bad. Our Demon Hunter got some experience. Might know how to handle Darkflame Cleft better in his future runs. And we're going to go ahead and host a +4 Priory of the Sacred Flame. And here we go with a Priory of the Sacred Flame at +4. You can see the group at the bottom right corner of the screen. We're going to Blood Boil and run for it. Just get the heck out of there. We're going to Death Grip that guy, Blood Boil these guys, Death Grip this. That guy, if I could just reach him, fuck it, we'll use that. Let's try and group this. We have people going down because they started blasting before I was ready, but that's okay. That's my fault. I'm going to take ownership on that. People trying to keep us alive from the ghost form. Trying to keep me alive. That was my bad, but we are now good to go. People is now actually dead. We're going to send a CR, or his friend send a CR. We got to keep those death strikes rolling. Keep those death strikes rolling as best we can. Now we got to make sure we move over a little bit at least. Otherwise, we're going to have a double night pull from up here. Okay, this is a miserable experience. I apologize to my friends right away. Thunder Blast comes through, or Thunderclap comes through and takes care of our healer yet again. Overpulled it big time. Should have dragged all the way into the corner. Ya boy getting bled to death by the trap. I need a overpull. My bad. Yep. Did not need to go for the mini boss there. That was just way too much. Our bloodlust was wasted. We're gonna have to try and pull smaller this time around. Can we get these back into combat before they time out? We cannot. Gonna go ahead and pull these guys. We're gonna blood boil and grip and try to get enough for a death strike. And now let's take it easy. Let's take it easy here. Let's try to keep this a little bit more chill now that I've successfully failed that. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike. I gotta grip that guy away. We're doing a double night pull because we didn't move away far enough. That is my bad yet again. Let's get a death grip, or what? A death grip in on this guy and try and get some death strikes out. My sincerest apologies to this group. I am just bad at this game. Could not group like that even if I wanted to. on a different class, let alone on a blood DK who needs to self-sustain rather than mitigate. So that was just poorly grouped by yours truly. Now we do have people stepping into traps and losing their lives for it. That is understandable. There's a lot of clusterfuckery going on right here. Our Death Knight friend here is able to group things up a little bit more with his grippy hands. I'm able to follow up on that with my grippy hands. Disrupting shouts going through, doing a lot of damage. Our healer keeping us alive. A trap landed on top of me. I don't really care as long as I have something to death strike. It doesn't really hurt me that bad. And I think we managed to take care of that. We're going to grip one, grip the other. And that is a little bit better than what we started with. Let's try and make a chill pull here with 3 footmen and Suleiman. Come here, bud. We're gonna back our ass up against this. Hold on, we need a def. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, Vlad. Oh man, I got yeeted across. That is unfortunate. Let's grip this guy. We don't have enough grips. Don't have enough grips for anything. I'm gonna get shield slammed again. Needed to use Death's Advance there. That's my bad. This guy's still on somebody else. Bit of a cluster again because of my knockbacks. This is just miserable. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. Priest gets their heal off. I'm getting yeeted around like a cheap ragdoll. All right, locking in now. Locking in now. I'm trying to commentate and do my thing. That doesn't work like that. Managed to actually not get knocked back here, which is good. About to get my dancing rune weapon back. Shield slam goes out again. I prevent the knockback, but nearly go down to the other damage. Really need someone to take care of these. I don't have enough resources to keep CCing those. We managed to pull this group yet again. I don't know if it was me body pulling or what. I don't have enough blood boils to get these off of people. I think this is becoming a +3 key. I think this might be becoming a +3 key. If people don't rage quit here, it's going to be okay. But that is really annoying. I don't know what this guy just said to me, but I'm pretty sure he's not happy with my performance so far. Let's see if we can avoid pulling more shit this time by standing here in this corner, which is actually safe. Okay, I'm trying to regain my composure after failing miserably. Luckily, we're doing a +4 key, so none of this really matters. We're gonna time the key anyway, but with this key being a little bit tighter on the timer, we might require another run before we can get into +6s, which was my goal for today, but it's whatever. Let's see, does anyone actually take care of this? We take care of a few. Blinding Sleet takes care of one more. I tried to grip that last one, but I just genuinely expected someone to take care of them. 5 stacks of the thing on my guy here actually hurts when he hits me with it. Luckily, Death Strike keeps me alive. We're gonna wait for our buddy to show up, Chainmail. And then we're gonna go up that side. I just really don't wanna. Waiting for Chainmail. Chainmail will come over here. There's Chainmail. Waiting for Chainmail. There we go. Taunt. I'm gonna pull this group and get started with this. Grip in this guy. We have a lunge coming through. Chainmail still hasn't grouped. There we go. No knockback here, nothing to think about with that. We're gonna use CC to take care of the footman, use CC again to take care of the footman, and get back to work. We don't want this defense lingering because Chainmail takes a while to die, even at the best of times. Another lunging strike goes out. This time it hits 2 people. We're gonna try and get some extra % over here like so, just so we have something else to hit with Chainmail. I don't have any AoE CC to use here, so I'm just gonna start gripping these. I'm gonna kick one, and that should be enough. 3 stacks go out onto them. I don't understand how in a group full of people, I am the only one actively trying to take care of those. I guess other people did, but like it feels like only one piece of CC goes out at a time. Are we single targeting Chainmail and not doing AoE abilities? Because these footmen are living for quite a while. I don't know what happened there. Nobody's using any. We're using I-beam into defense. Love it. And I'm gonna focus on keeping myself alive and not doing idiotic pulls like I did at the start of this dungeon. That was embarrassing, and I don't know how to feel about releasing this video. All right, we're gonna hug to the right so we can pull these war lynxes into the conjurers up here. Hopefully people hug to the right as well and don't pull the other group. War lynx is out of line of sight because that person's out of line of sight. I don't know what they're doing. I have no idea what this guy's saying. I don't know what aggro. I don't know what Tupux aggro in Kor plus la mapstup means. I don't speak whatever the language that is. I also don't speak whatever language I need to be able to CC all of these orbs that when they come out. I just took 8 of them out, it feels like, but nobody else did anything, so it's a little bit difficult. Probably for the first +4 key for any of these people, considering they don't know what affixes are and don't seem to be trying to actually take care of any of them. I'm gonna get aggro on this, grip, drop our DND, and wait for the rest of the group to group up before we blood boil again to spread it to everyone. And now we use CC, or we use our grippy hands. Not the cleanest of runs so far. People seem to be extremely upset, understandably so, because I f***ed up the polls at the start. But they insist on speaking their own language. Now we're really hopeful here that we don't have... I just can't use Blinding Sleet ever for CC on these, because it's just not... It's going to be an issue. It's going to be a massive issue. Because we're going to end up in a situation where I'm going to have to grip that footman out so he doesn't get healed. We took care of most of those. Can I grip that? Yes, I can. We're going to pull this. Blood boil. Kick fails. That's fine. We're going to grip this. If only we had another DK that could do any of that, that'd be great. Nobody's trying to kick Aemia, so she's standing up there and casting at us. My expectations are too high. I expect people to know what their buttons do, but all they do is smash their face into their keyboards and hope that they do good damage. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to do all of the utility for this group, it feels like. That's what it feels like at the moment. So I'm going to have to do smaller pulls to make sure that we can handle those utility requirements being placed on yours truly. Oh man, I still feel bad about those first few pulls. That really sucked. Having 2 resets at the start of the dungeon just feels miserable. But at the very least, I am no longer topping DPS, so that is a welcome change. Please, for the love of God, take care of some of these. Thank you. That did actually work. We're gonna have to pull this next nasty pack on top of that guy. We're going to wait here. I'm just going to ping here so people know where I want to pull it. All right, we're going to interrupt that guy immediately. We're going to turn sound back on after accidentally turning it off, and we're going to get to work. Okay, nobody's trying to interrupt the thing. That's wonderful. Thank you, friends. I'm glad I had anti-magic shell, because otherwise I would have eaten shit there. That would have been quite bad. I'm going to grip this guy to prevent the defend. It's the only footman I can see. No, there is another one, but it's whatever. I'm going to drop a D&D here. I'm going to have to just Death Strike whatever I can. We have one person going down. Cinder Blast coming through. We're going to kick that, knowing nobody else will, most likely. Fireball's going through for free, doing quite a bit of extra damage to the group. Not a huge fan of that. No Cinder Blast kickers whatsoever. Just not a thing we want to do. We're gonna try and take care of some of these with kicks if necessary. We have all 10 stacks of the affix. That's great. At least something. Fireball's actually being interrupted. Can't believe it. Nice, Hunter. Nice. Love it. Okay, they feigned death, but I saw that they got pulled, so I reacted immediately to take aggro. Hunter just spammed his whatever button to send that thing out, so we have to fight this group. We have 2 stacks on our priest. Priest has to spam... Oh, 3 stacks on the priest. Priest is probably going down unless they use Guardian Spirit. Unfortunately, they did not. The Warlinks is taking out our priest. Not much I can do about that as a blood DK. There is just literally nothing I can do. I can CR them afterwards, but that's about it. Nobody can res them, so they need to release. Are we actually going to CR the priest that can mount up at the... we just CR'd the priest. Okay, whatever. We're gonna kick that, move on, and get into a boss fight here. Our priest is at 47% mana. Yep, I'm waiting on mana. He asked for mana, so we're waiting on mana. I don't know why we CR'd. I know that we don't have a res, but you can mount up in this dungeon and be here in 10 seconds, and then you have a CR for when shit hits the fan, because shit will hit the fan, because we're having a bit of a rough one here, guys. We're having a bit of a rough one. First of all, we had some issues because I pulled way too aggressively, thinking I could get away with it in a +4, but that was not the case. That was not the case at all. So I learned a lesson there. And then we have some issues because I keep trying to deal with the affix when I just have no way to do so. Now we have a debuff that's going to make us take the extra damage. Will it get the spell? It does not look like it. Luckily, as a blood DK, or rather as a DK, those debuffs last a shorter amount of time, so we don't have to worry about the full duration. Would love to get dispelled anyway, just because I have the bleed on me that makes me take extra damage, but the healer doesn't seem to be particularly interested in dispelling me. I think they just did, so all I had to do was whine about it, so there's that. We're going to try and anti-magic shell as many of those as possible. And now we're going to... what? CC? What? In my group? What? No way. People actually CC'd those finally for the first time, so I'm very pleasantly surprised by that. Everyone in the group has a way to take care of those, myself included, but sometimes I just don't have it from having used it on mobs that I need to CC. So there is that. We did Bloodlust this boss, which was a good call. We want to get another Bloodlust in the dungeon at some point, so definitely a good call by whoever sent the Bloodlust. Actually, whoever. It's the Hunter. The Hunter sent the Bloodlust. When he's not too busy pulling accidentally, which I can't criticize him too much for it because they did actually reset Okay, I'm gonna need heals from the healer because I have the bleed on me and there's not much I can do to stop it from ticking. Should probably not line of sight the healer. I would. They're drinking again. Why are they? Mana is at 100%, bro. I don't need to do shit about mana. I need to proc my cheat death real quick, and then we're gonna grip that in. Grippy hands. We're gonna do 2 groups. And then we're going to do 2 groups next. It's not ideal. I can't do more than this, but what could you do? Sacred Toll coming out. I'm going to kite towards the exit now. Hopefully not pull that other group. I'm going to send Blinding Sleet out here as best I can. Okay, 4 stacks go off because nobody wants to do the affix. Like, I really need them to do the affix. These mobs start hurting when they get 40% extra damage or whatever it is. How much is it? Yeah, 40% extra damage. Or no, 20% extra damage and 140% less damage taken, so I have to live them for longer. It's just a little bit frustrating. It's just a little bit frustrating. The other group is about to spawn in from the other side. We're going to grip them in. Okay, had to focus there for a second. CC the affix again as best I can. We got a knockback there. Made sure that those priests get knocked back. We're trying to kick that thing. The other DK is allergic to death grips. He thinks they're bad for his health. I'm having a hard time this run, guys. There is next to 0 utility being utilized by the group, and when it is utilized, it somehow bites me in the ass that they're doing it. So I feel like getting the 2 casters knocked back away from us. Priest is dead yet again. We're up to 16 deaths. These are not my fault. I don't think these are my fault. We're fighting without a healer here with the paladins sending out their sacred tolls, which is a bit of a pain in the booty hole. We have the last group coming up. I'm going to wait for the healer to show up because otherwise we're going to get absolutely demolished here. Once the healer is relatively close, which is now, we're going to sleet as many of these as we can. We're going to grip that. Okay, actually people using CC, insane, amazing. I didn't think the affix would be this big of a pain in the ass, but apparently nobody does it in these shit keys, so that's something to live through. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're just about ready to move on to the next boss, which would be a wonderful break from having to deal with this. I can take care of the circle. When it's 5 stacks, I'm going to use anti-magic shell to take care of it. We have mana, we have everything we need. We're going to blood boil 3 stacks onto the boss, and then we're going to use our thing that makes blood boil or blood plague tick faster. I'm going to move away into the center roughly like this so that these don't actually spin on us. We don't have to freak out about that. There is plenty of time to deal with it. There's plenty of time to deal with it. You don't have to jump into it while everyone's taking extra damage from the shields. You don't have to do that. There's no reason to die. Yes, make sure you activate it while everyone's really low. Not sure why the priest is going for it. He hasn't used the defensive since the beginning of the dungeon. But hey, you know, we'll make it work. We're gonna kick that one, grip this one, and that takes care of all of them. Running across the room. Everyone's probably pissed at me like, oh, stupid tank, not taking care of it. I'm gonna wait for the... Please no. Please no. Please stay away from that. Please. I will take care of it. Stop taking extra damage you don't need to take. Look, 1 and 2 and 3, and nobody else has to take any stacks, and I don't get anything. Nobody, I don't know, man. It's kind of irritating, but I guess they can't even figure out what their class does, so they're not going to be able to figure out what mine does, and we're going to have to do it ourselves. If I run in immediately, we get absolutely demolished by the castigator shields on top of the damage that the soak does. Please stay the fuck away from that. Please stay away from that. Shields then soak. I don't know, man. They're gonna kill us, so but it doesn't matter. Healer's gonna have to just deal with it, I guess. The healer's the one that has to suffer through people making stupid decisions. And I feel bad for this healer because I put him through hell right at the start. Let's take care of these. Grip the last one. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it with the anti-magic shell here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shields go out. Beat the shit out of people. There you go. That's why you don't soak beforehand. Hunterella, top DPS. Okay, or they're CRing their friend instead of CRing the person that actually does damage. So that's great. We're gonna CR the tank DPS, VD, or Havoc DH. This is the 3 stack, and also this is the last time I invite a 3 stack. Do not take this. Kill him. Just kill him. Jesus Christ. Oh, this is depressing and frustrating. No wonder people can't time shit keys. A bunch of people join in, and when they think they understand how mechanics work, they don't, and they just make life more difficult for you. To be fair, I killed 2 people there by clearing the 5 stacks of the thing quickly, but I figured we might be able to live that. I was wrong. People are just allergic to kicks, man. I just watched the keel get cast in front of everyone, and nobody even tried to kick it. It's not like they missed their kick or something. Just none of them went on on cooldown. Mine was, of course, on cooldown. Otherwise, I would have just kicked it. But I don't know, man. This is not it. It's not going to be a 2-star, so I'm going to have to do a +5 key. And it's just going to be one of those days. I think I'm going to leave it at this and just let myself time some 4 keys and not move on to 6s on the first day because I just don't have the time for it. I'm going to ping the f out of this so they know where they need to stand. I'm going to grip the mage and then move over here. Yes, Demon Hunter, make sure you stand so that these guys can target you and immediately cast at you so they don't actually move towards us. That is good positioning right there. I'm going to grip this guy over so I can interrupt him when he does his volley. There we go. The volley's taken care of. Sacred Toll's going out, doing AoE damage. We'll go back across the room here and a bit more. I just want to stand in my D&D, and I also don't want to stand on stairs. If we stand on stairs, that can be very, very rough very quickly. I think that light spawn dies before he blows up, so all is well here. I don't have to move or do anything crazy. Let us see here. We're going to go right side, and then we're going to pull patrol if it groups up or if it comes to us at an opportune moment. Otherwise, we pull patrol separately. We have enough time to do all of this separately. I don't want to risk it, man. Nobody in this group kicks. Look at this. The guy kicked. It's amazing. I have 35 kicks at this point, by the way. 35 kicks within the span of this dungeon. The next best person has 13. The Demon Hunter doesn't have kick keybound at all. If they have to talent it, I'm pretty sure this guy didn't talent it. I'm going to grip these guys in, kick that last one, blind this one. Can I grip this one? I can't. Nobody's taking care of it, so they get a stack. Never mind, we do get a stack. I interrupt one volley, the other volley goes out. I am able to kick this one. There we go. We're going to wait for our priest friend to drink. And then we're going to pull Brawn Pike, which is a big heal check in the dungeon. There we go. They're done doing so. Once Brawn Pike, or once these priests go down, we're going to pull the rest of the trash with that is in front of the boss. We should be okay. Grip this priest in, drop my circle down. I'm going to blind as many of these as I can. Grip, grip. So, CC from the group. Unbelievable. Amazing. What gamers. Such poise, such grace. Truly unbelievable. Do note the heavy f***ing sarcasm. Also do note the lack of kicks, even from yours truly, but I'd rather kick the heal that might go out on Brawn Pike than kick a smite. There we go. Gonna get the last pull started before the boss. We should have enough. If we don't wipe on the boss, we should have enough time to kill the boss. Let's just slowly take care of this. Our priest can drink after this pull, and we should be ready to go into El Jefe. Curious to see how our lack of utility is going to affect the last boss in the second phase. I think we'll be okay. Waiting on one last drink from the priest. He's drinking. He's in the arena, so we're just gonna get started. I didn't have a kick to use there. It doesn't matter too much. Oh my goodness, this is not the most fun I've ever had. I think this was one of the whinier dungeons I've had, but it is incredible to me how poorly people have been playing so far. Myself included. The first, oh my god, just move the f away from the boss, bro. You're not gonna get any uptime with that. Hunterella goes down, 2 people go down. I really wish we could reset this. We have 1 minute and 20 away from this, from the CRs. We're not timing this. We're not timing this. We're not actually not timing this. That is incredible. 1 minute left until CR. Maybe, who knows? Turn around. Hopefully nobody gets blinded. Nobody did get blinded. I didn't think of the blind. The blind is an advanced mechanic. We have the mouth breather DK, who is not actually using any CC whatsoever this run, so he's not going to take care of those. I'm going to try my best to CR the what's he called, the hunter, as quickly as possible. If we get the CR in, who knows, maybe we are able to time this. We're going to have 1 minute left. Blind does not connect. 15 seconds left to CR. I hope these corpses move up to the top with us after we go into P2. Blinding light coming out. Turn around. Very good. We go into P2. We CR really quickly. Take the fucking CR. Take the CR. Take the CR. Take CR. Look at this. Are you serious right now? Are you actually serious right now? That is... I'm breaking a +4. I'm going to explain the boss mechanics for our friends here so that we maybe clear the boss this time around. Would be nice. I'm going to take the credit on this one. If I hadn't wiped us twice at the start, we would have had enough time to correct these mistakes and also probably relieve some frustrations that the group has. People after wipes play worse, so I'm going to take the fall on this one. Sure, they played poorly, but I'm a person that can play much better than I did this run. And if I had done so, it would have been a lot easier to time this key. Would we have done it? Nobody knows. Our Demon Hunter just stands in the giant circle, very clearly visible. But it's okay, he does tank DPS anyway, so we're not really gonna miss him. I'm gonna move really far away from this circle now in case somebody else gets a bright idea of standing in it and seeing how the DH died. Gonna see how many we can take out. We're gonna take out that many. We're gonna kick one, we're gonna grip one, we're gonna grip another one, and that is as much as I can do. Actually, I can asphyxiate. I forgot that button existed. Oh boy, we do have Bloodlust available for when we get up the stairs. I'm gonna go ahead and use my grippy hands here to make use of them before we go upstairs, because otherwise, if I use them upstairs again, it's gonna murder everyone. We're going upstairs. Hopefully this time around, the DK or doesn't run into the mobs and die. Bloodlust, Bloodlust. Please, Jesus Christ, Bloodlust. I don't have blind available. We're gonna blind now. The trap is down. People are living-ish. No Bloodlust and 1 DPS missing means we're not going to be able to... Oh god, nobody's taking care of those, are they? We're gonna try and slow these guys down. Tar trap is not being utilized. Okay, cool. Do I just live this and solo it so I can move on from this? Because I don't think we're doing this. Gotta turn my back to all these guys. Take care of all this. I'm soloing this. I'm straight up soloing this. I'm gonna use drums for myself and we're gonna solo this. I don't feel like running down again. There is nothing in this fight that I can't handle myself. I'm gonna solo 40% of this boss's HP because I just cannot be bothered. If I get blinded, I'll die, but other than that, there's nothing that could kill me here. Just need the boss to actually come over to me now. And this should be the final push of damage into Merprey before she kicks the bucket. 5 million, 1 million left and dead. There we go. I'm going to leave the group. I'm going to grab any loot. Of course, I get none, and we're going to teleport out. By the end of the dungeon, I had done 66 kicks. Our Demon Hunter did 0 kicks. Our Hunter, I believe, did 13? No, let's see. No, 18 kicks, and our other DK did 11. The other DK used Blinding Sleet exactly 0 times, used Death Grip exactly 0 times, walked into mobs and died, and it was very, very interesting. That is definitely it for today for me. I'm gonna see how to turn this salty-ass run into something that you guys will actually enjoy, but holy crap, we are... Shit keys are hell, man. Shit keys are hell. But that's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it somehow, I don't know how, drop a like, let me know what you liked about it in a comment down below. But seriously, let me know what you liked about it, because I don't know what there is to like about this miserable experience you watched me endure. If you had fun, make sure you subscribe, because there's more episodes coming. And if you want to see what happens between these episodes, you can check out the stream. If you can't make it to the stream, you can of course check out the VODs on the live section of this YouTube channel. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode. I really messed up those pulls at the start, but the rest of the dungeon, Jesus Christ, I tried my little heart out. It was just too much.